Star Wars Jedi Survivor is on the horizon, releasing later this month. It's perhaps the only piece of Star Wars media I could care about at the moment. In anticipation, I thought it would be a good idea to go and explore some of the secrets of its predecessor, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a game that I recently replayed. I'm sure I'll have like a long-winded critique of some form done, hopefully before Jedi Survivor releases. But in today's video, we're going to be exploring a handful of secrets. I tried to find 10, but I couldn't find 10 that were good enough, so we're going to have to settle for 7, I'm afraid. Because this is quite a linear story-driven game with small open areas, some of these secrets are more in your face than others, you just may not realise what they mean. But I'm certain plenty of people watching will know the lot, because this game has been out for a few years now. Regardless, please enjoy 7 Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order secrets many players missed. Our first secret can be found on the planet Bracca at the very beginning of the game. After the opening, in which we see Cal living the life of a simple scrapper, where he has to use his Force abilities to save his mate, revealing his abilities as a Jedi in front of a probe droid, we find ourselves on a train of some sort where Cal decides to take a nap. During this nap, he has a vision, in which Ralph walks away, so he follows. Eventually, as you walk down through the carts, you will come across a door that simply will not open no matter how many times you press the button, obviously prompting the player to turn around. This button can only be pressed so many times. 66 to be exact. If you're tenacious enough to sit there and press this button an exact amount of 66 times, you will hear this.
Execute Order 66.
We will hear Palpatine's voice saying execute Order 66, a nice reward for persistence that isn't necessarily out of place in Cal's psyche, but also as a hidden joke made by people who clearly understand the meme value of the prequels. The second secret takes us to the planet of Bogano, which is the first planet we'll visit after leaving Bracca. Now, the secret itself cannot be properly triggered early in the game, but once you've unlocked the Force Push ability later in the game, you can come back and do this rather easily. And this one is quite easy to find as well. Once you arrive on the planet, all you need to do is go a little bit to the right of your ship from the exit, and you'll find a little ditch that you can go into. It's down here where, with the aid of the Force Push ability, we can make a little friend.
We'll find you a home.
This Bogling will now run off and board our ship, where we can find it hiding in the vents, where it shall remain flicking from vent to vent for the rest of the playthrough. It seems we're the only ones present who are aware of our Bogling Companion, though Greez is known to occasionally comment on food going missing or something.
Well, Greez, what did you cook? It smells awful.
Nothing. Look, I'm telling you, I think there's something going on with the mayonnaise. Maybe the kid drank something in.
You sure it's not your food?
Listen, I know what my food smells like, and it ain't that. I've also been finding hair all over the place, small and wiry. There's a stowaway on this ship, and I am gonna prove it.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before. Any luck?
Do I ever have any luck? Of course not. I'll be keeping an eye on everything. If you have any leads, let me know.
Sure thing.
Our travels simply would not be the same without an uninvasive furry companion. Speaking of Greez's dialogue, our third secret is another golden nugget of something that he says. Whilst in hyperspace, Greez will fill the silence with conversation. In one conversation, he name drops a legendary Jedi.
So, if the Order thing is rebuilt, you think any Jedi will come out of hiding?
What makes you think there are a Jedi hiding?
No, I'm just curious.
Is there someone specific you're thinking of?
Well, growing up, we heard tales of a green, pointy-eared, legendary Jedi Master, and...
Are you talking about Master Yoda? Yes, he is very legendary.
Wait, what? Who? No, I'm talking about Master Yaddle.
The Jedi High Council member?
Yeah, we all have our dreams, okay? Let me have mine.
No problem.
Obviously, everyone was expecting him to be referencing Yoda, but as it turns out, he was referencing Master Yaddle. It's good to see Yaddle getting some love. Our fourth secret brings us to Kashyyyk, where during our first visit whilst travelling along the story's main path, we may hear this conversation.
Fogged up last night. I just heard from the captain. They're coming. Oh, this is it. At least we have the high ground.
It's kind of obvious what that one's referencing, however sadly for them, the high ground did them no good this time. For the unfamiliar, it's a nod to this famous moment from Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. It's another popular meme line as well. Our fifth secret of the day takes us to Ilum, where Cal must go to find a kyber crystal to build a new lightsaber. When you arrive, it just looks like an ordinary icy planet. There's really nothing more to it than that. You solve some puzzles, find your crystal, and build a lightsaber and jobs are good. On the way back to the ship, you'll notice the place is now absolutely crawling with Imperials. And the game throws a ridiculous amount of enemies at you. But the secret actually comes after we've left and come back. On future visits to the frozen world, you will notice there is now a massive trench along the planet's equator. As it turns out, this gigantic Imperial trench on Ilum will later become Starkiller Base from the sequel trilogy. So what you see here though is the Empire mining the planet for its kyber crystals, but just the same, it's interesting to see this world developing into what becomes later Starkiller Base. But for now, our sixth secret is also on the planet Ilum. I don't really know if I'm pronouncing it properly, but I suppose I can't afford to care. From leaving the Mantis, we need to head through this icy archway. In the distance, you'll be able to see something that looks climbable all the way up to almost the top of the ledge, with a circular window of sorts. After a short climb up, we are met by this. A spectacular view of the surrounding landscape, yes, but there's also this little, what looks like a memorial as well. It's complete with a rather earthly looking hat. Upon closer inspection, this is revealed to be a memorial to Jedi Master Marty Kam'ron. And the databank entry reads as follows. A memorial placed at a meditation site often used by the venerable Jedi Master Marty Bucky Kam'ron. He returned here many times over the course of his life to reflect on his adventures and achievements. There's something more real to this than just a random Jedi Master we've never heard of. As it turns out, this is a memorial to the father of Jedi Fallen Order developer Nicholas G. Kam'ron. Kam'ron's father worked as a game artist back in the day, and worked on the 1997 Star Wars game X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter. Sadly, Martin Bucky Kam'ron passed away during the development of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but he's been immortalized here forever. Well, at least until the sequel trilogy. Our seventh secret brings us to the planet Zepho, where we must delve into the Tomb of Ilum. Now buckle up, because this one is a bit of a rigmarole. So the golem enemy in the main chamber needs to die, and this ball also cannot be in its place. Then we need to climb up to the lift where the tomb's exit is, however we need to head down the ramp towards where another ball is. Doubling back on yourself and looking over the edge, you can see an area where you can access that chamber that you just shut. And you've got to keep attempting to double jump over to this place from this area, which you are not really supposed to do, but it's the only way that the Easter egg works, so it could take a few tries. For me, it took about 100. Eventually, however, one of your attempts will land and you will grab a hold of the material that you can climb on. From there, all you need to do is scooch into the chamber and you will be met by some low poly fun. We have a couple boglings, a big frog that I can only assume is the Ogdo Bogdo, one of the hardest boss battles that you can find early in the game on Bogano, and a very familiar green creature. At long last, I have found Jedi Fallen Order's true final boss. It's a Diddy Yoda, which is quite nice. I like to call this the secret Yoda room, but that's because I have no clue what else I would name it. And it can only be accessed if you're willing to cheese that jump I was showing you before, which means the developers knew that that jump could be cheesed and placed this little Easter egg here for any who managed it to see. That being said, triggering this Easter egg literally cost me my will to live, so we're going to move on now. And would you look at that, we are now at the end of today's video. We've explored 7 of Jedi Fallen Order's most intriguing secrets. There are more, but a lot of them really boil down to secret health stims and chests and things like that that translate mostly to not an awful lot, at least not with regards to what I want to find, if that makes sense. But I'm satisfied with the 7 that we've explored today. Thank you all for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends, all that wonderful stuff. That would be awesome and massively appreciated, of course. If you like history, maybe check out our brand new history channel-ish, Decades. Follow the link in the description. Go give it a look if you like history. If not, don't worry. It's just something that exists in the end of the day, and I would not feel right not plugging my shit. After all, this is just more of my shit. Anyway, with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point. But until next time, please take care and goodbye.